So I'm going to be talking a lot, so I'm going to be needing a cough drop, a Ricola, because I think that's needed if I'm talking a lot, you know, so I can prevent myself from coughing. Ricola! For the longest time, I wanted to do a gripes video for like 2 weeks now. But I said, okay, I'm going to hold off on it because I need to have a little more time with the game, experience it completely 100%, and then I can make my decision or my conclusion on the game itself. I experienced this game, I would say like 90% of it. There's still some things that I really haven't completely gotten into. But I've narrowed it down to 5 different things that I really, really don't like about this game. And I wish they could address, or they could at least make better. Just some quality of life changes that they can make, so we can have a better time playing this game in the long run. So I'm going to actually avoid saying net play in this countdown, because I'm actually going to put that in its own tier entirely. Alright? A lot of people are probably going to expect me to say the netcode. And to be honest with you, that is the biggest gripe about this game. Is of course the netcode, but I'm not gonna put this on this gripe list because we all know that's obvious. The Granblue Fantasy versus netcode is absolute garbage. Okay, it's basura. The first thing that I definitely hate about this game, the first thing, is the loading time. Some people have actually said it already in the chat. The loading times are asininely ginormous. What in the hell is wrong with the loading times? I could read a book, a novel, a series. I could read the entire Twilight franchise between loading times, between matches and such. It's asinine. Yes, the PC version may improve it. It may. But we don't know that. I think it should be perfect, at least toned down. I don't know what they have to do to optimize it or to fix it. I'm not sure. But I really haven't played another fighting game with such ginormous loading times. The only other game that I can say can contest this game in loading times is like PS3 Kingdom Hearts. Oh God. Dear Jesus Lord. Anyways, needless to say, you have to fix the loading times. There's something about them that you need to do. Especially when you switch characters in training mode. Switch characters, you switch colors, switch stages or songs. It takes a million years to be able to load. And it'd be nice to have faster loading times in that regard. So loading times is definitely the first one. The second thing that I don't like about this game, and this is actually something with the gameplay, Just Defend. Just Defend is a mechanic in this game where you have to tap back on specific timing on a move where you flash whites. And in the other games, that is instant blocking. And you will get rewarded pretty heavily for instant blocking because it's a very hard thing to do, especially consistently. So a lot of top level players really focus on just defending or instant blocking. In this game, they toned it down. It literally, all it does is build meter. That's it. That's it. It's not even that much meter. I tested it out the other day, and it seems like you built like 2 meters more than normal. And it's... This game doesn't really thrive on multi-hitting moves either. The only other one that I can think of that you can benefit off instant blocking right now is like GG. But like if you get hit by GG, you're going to get freaking GG'd because that's it. The set's over if you get GG'd. I definitely think that should get buffed. They should introduce a mechanic where if you just defend something, like the push block will be lessened. I think that's a great idea. I heard that from a friend the other day. So you can do that, or you can just straight up just give it frame advantage stuff. But I feel like they have to tinker around with a lot with that, so I don't think they're going to put that in there. Yeah, just defending is a very useless mechanic in this game, and I feel like they should definitely buff it in one way or another. More usage meter besides supers? I don't mind that, actually. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, usage meters, you can probably introduce like a alpha counter. Yeah, that could be pretty nice. I don't know. The third thing is going to be no casual matches. Casual matches, I think, is pretty essential for the fact that ranked matches right now is the only place where you can limit your connections. And some people just don't want to play ranked matches because they don't want to risk their ranks. Talk all you want about not caring about your rank, but some people actually do. And if there was a casual match, like a simple mode where you can just play, grind, maybe practice with a character that you're currently playing, or something like that, a casual matches mode on online would be essential. So you can do room matches if you want, but some people just want to queue up and just get into the training room and just not worry about it. Just have it be sent, all the different requests to fight being sent to training mode room, you know? Similar to Dragon Ball Fighters and Street Fighter and all that stuff. The fourth thing, and these two are essential, and these are the biggest gripes I have with this game. This fourth one, I don't see them doing anything with it. The fifth one, it's essential. The fourth one, and this is something that I might be the minority in, it's the HUD. And it's weird. Okay, here's what the thing about the HUD. For the longest time, for like 2-3 weeks, for 2 weeks, I was just thinking to myself, like, something about this is just not sitting right with me. What is it? And after 2 weeks of playing, I finally figured it out. It's the HUD. And let me tell you why. Let me actually go into a match, or into training room, and let me tell you why I don't necessarily like the HUD. Because this is the first of its kind. There really hasn't been a HUD like this at all. This is the first time in a 2D fighting game that a HUD has been like this. Just to kind of go over why I don't like the HUD too much. I'll tell you the pros and the cons about the HUD. This is going to be a more elaborate gripe than anything else. Because you really do have to get your facts straight when you talk about this. Here comes the loading. Alright, we're back. So let's go ahead and take a look at the HUD. Here's the HUD right here. As you can see, it looks really nice. It looks clean. Everything is pretty well organized when it comes to just how it looks. You have the meter bar for your Skybound art. You have your health. Then you have your cooldowns and your special moves. You have the character portrait, the character name. Everything's looking great. Looks nice and tidy. So what's the problem? What's the issue? Why do you not like it? Well, this is the first 2D fighting game that I've played that all the resources, or at least most of the resources, are not on the bottom. Nothing is on the bottom. As you can see, I'm down here. I'm by myself. There's no resources here. And the reason why that's weird is because when you're playing a fighting game and you're comboing, or you're playing neutral, or you're just in the game, whenever you want to look at your resources, it usually is not a strain to be able to just look down a little bit and look at your resources to see what you can spend and to see what you have spent. In this game, you have to look up. If you want to break this down scientifically speaking, you put more effort into raising your eyes than you do to lowering them or to looking down. All right. Now, as a fighting game player, I've never had to worry about this until now, because if you are comboing, there's situations where you can combo, where you can pressure, where you can play neutral. Whenever you're comboing, sometimes you just have to look up and take your eyes off the characters. When you take your eyes off the characters, they're more the actuality of the combo dropping or the pressure dropping skyrockets. If you take your eyes off your character, you have to know what your opponent is doing and where the opponent is at the time of the combo, what the opponent's animation is while you're pressuring, if they're crouching, if they're doing anything. If you spend time to look at your resources and make effort to look up, there's a huge chance that's going to drop. I'm giving you guys insights as to how to optimally play a fighting game, because looking, or where your eyes are at, is so important. You have no idea how many times I did know that my move was in cooldown. There's certain situations where my move is in cooldown and I just didn't know. Now, of course, I just have to get used to this. But at the same time, this is the only fighting game that I play that has this issue. And I play multiple fighting games. So this is an issue that if I get used to this in this game, what happens if I play freaking Under Night? If I play BlazBlue? If I play BB Tag? The main thing is you look at your own character and you look at your opponent. 80% of the time, or 70% of the time, you're going to look at your opponent and see what your opponent's doing. But I look at my own character as well sometimes. You take your eyes off the opponent, it's over, dude. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean by that, by the HUD. It's a very elaborate gripe, but it's something that has bothered me. Like I said, I don't think that's going to be fixed. It's not. Unless they do like a big Season 2 overhaul where they change up the HUD. But even then, I don't even think they're going to do it. They have made a decision to make it this way, and they're going to keep it. I'm just going to have to get used to it. I'm not going to like it. I'm never going to like it. Even if I get used to it, I'm not going to like it. That's why I'm saying this to you guys right now. Now we've come to the fifth thing, and I think the most important thing as of right now. That's not netcode, of course. It is something pertaining to netcode, and I have no idea why this is not in the game. It has to do with ping. Now, in most games, Arc System games, and other fighting games in general, you can look at your opponent's ping. You can look and you can differentiate what sort of connection one person has to the other. This is the only game that I have seen in recent days, of course, in recent years, that you go into the lobby, you go into a server, and you cannot see any of the ping of any of the players. Nobody. It's a straight up guess with everybody you come across. You cannot tell if that person's from Africa. You cannot tell if that person is from freaking Germany, if that person is from the United States, from New York, from Florida. You cannot tell at all. None of these people, I have no clue what their ping is. And that's an issue. That is a problem. Very big problem. Because you can't filter out what good connections you can get or potentially get in this game. The only game mode that you can actually do that with is ranked matches. That's the only game mode as of right now that you can actually filter out connections. And I thought for the longest time, I was like, oh, dude, I know how to get by this. I'll just make a room. I'll create a room, and I will completely limit the type of connections that I can get or who can enter this room. Just like every other game that's out there. Nope. Not here, Chief. Not here. Not only can you not see ping display in the lobbies, but you cannot filter out ping or connections in the lobby, in the rooms. I am so for ping discrimination, it's not even funny. You know a way to fix ping discrimination, though? Rollback. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. Ranked match and room matches. I'm sorry, online lobbies and room matches, you cannot determine the connections at all. Which is primarily why so many people absolutely hate the netcode for this game. Think of a world that you cannot make out who has a 0 bar and who has a 4 bar. That is by far my biggest gripe with Granblue Fantasy Versus. So I'm praying to God, please, or to the side games God, please, in the next patch, when NA drops, give me an option to filter out connections. If I can get just one of these things fixed, like if I can actually bring up, 1 in a million chance, a side games employee was like, you know what, we should put in the ping place. That should be a good idea. I don't know why we didn't do it in the first place, but we should do it now. I would love that to happen. Please, dear God. Dear God. Oh, I should bring up honorable mentions. These are the most smallest nitpicks I have with this game. Honorable mentions. By the way, I have them here on my phone. Number 1, menu placement. The menu is so freaking weird and not good at all. I hate the menu. I love the artwork. I love the aesthetic of it. I love the super chill, laid-back feel of it. This artwork with Metara and is sick. However, the fact that I can do this. I'm in the online menu mode. Wait a minute, where's versus mode? Where's RPG mode? Where's... What the hell? Where's training mode? Where'd it go? Oh, wait a minute. I have to come to this menu and press B to back out of that menu. Then I can go back and I can see these menus. I don't like that. That's it's a nitpick. I know. But to be honest with you, it freaking drives me insane. This is the other honorable mention. And this is something that has been very well voiced for the past 3 weeks that this game has been out. If you have your voices set to English and you fight against somebody that has their voices set to Japanese, their characters will be in Japanese when you play, and your character will be in English. Some people don't like it, okay? I personally don't have a huge issue with it until I heard English Charlotta, and I literally almost lost my mind. I swear to God, dude, I hate it so much. So, I'm with you guys now. I need that thing to be finalized and fixed before I see another English Charlotta, because I'm about to drive myself literally batshit crazy. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's all of them.